Welcome back to Nation of Glory, the home of dreams, destiny, and the stories that light the fire inside us all. Today, we bring you a story, not just about wrestling, but about courage, about reinvention, about the moment when a person decides that their past doesn't define their limits, it defines their launch. This is the story of Jade Arianna Gentile. The world may know her by her ring name, Jazmyn Nyx, a woman who turned the roar of a soccer stadium into the echo of a wrestling arena. A woman who learned that sometimes, you must leave behind what you once loved to find what you were born for. From her earliest days, Jade wasn't just another kid with dreams. She was a fighter, not the kind who throws punches, but the kind who never stops running. She grew up with a ball at her feet, chasing the sun across the field, driven by speed, focus, and the love of the game. Soccer wasn't just sport for her, it was home. Every kick, every sprint, every goal gave her purpose. And for years, it seemed like destiny had written her story already. She was going to make it. She was going to be a star athlete. But life has a way of changing the field beneath your feet. A single injury, that moment when time slows down, the crowd disappears, and all you can hear is your own breath, changed everything. Her body, the same one that carried her across thousands of yards, suddenly became her greatest obstacle. There were days of pain, weeks of silence, and months of questioning who she was if she couldn't do what she loved. That's the thing about dreamers, they don't stop dreaming. They just learn new ways to chase. And somewhere in that silence, Jade found a new kind of rhythm. She started watching wrestling not as a sport, but as a story. The fire, the drama, the emotion, the performance, it wasn't just fighting. It was passion given form. It was storytelling in its rawest shape. She saw herself in that ring. The discipline of an athlete, the heart of a performer, and the courage to face pain head on. And in that moment, a new dream was born. People didn't understand. You're an athlete, they said. You've played soccer your whole life. Why risk it all? But Jade didn't see risk. She saw rebirth. So she made a choice to start again. To trade cleats for boots. To step from the field into the ring. The journey wasn't glamorous. It was brutal. Early mornings, cold gyms, long drives to small training centers. Learning to fall, to take hits, to get back up again. In soccer, the field was her stage. But here the ring was her truth. Every day she trained, every bruise she earned, she reminded herself this is what growth feels like. There were times she failed. Times her body said no, times her mind whispered you can't do this. But every voice of doubt only pushed her harder. Because Jade had already lost one dream. She wasn't about to lose another. And through sweat, pain, and persistence she began to evolve. Her movements became sharper. Her presence became stronger. Her story became louder. It wasn't long before her name started circling in the halls of wrestling scouts. Her combination of athleticism and intensity stood out. She had something raw. Something rare. Something that couldn't be taught, authenticity. And soon, the opportunity came. The call that every aspiring wrestler dreams of. WWE. The stage where dreams either live forever or fade too soon. When Jade signed, she didn't just join a company, she stepped into a legacy. A world built by icons, legends, and warriors. A place where every step, every match, every moment could make or break your name. And when she entered that world, she didn't come as Jade Arianna Gentile. She was reborn as Jazmyn Nyx. The name wasn't just a gimmick, it was transformation. Nyx, the goddess of night, symbolized her rebirth. She wasn't there to shine like others. She was there to burn through darkness. From her debut, fans felt it. There was something magnetic about her. The way she walked. The intensity in her eyes. The way her energy filled the arena before she even spoke a word. But behind that confidence, there was still the heart of Jade. The girl who once stood on a soccer field, chasing her first dream. The girl who knew how it felt to fall. And that's what made her powerful. She wrestled not from ego, but from empathy. Every punch, every hold, every fall told her story of pain, resilience, and the power of never giving up. She wasn't just another performer. She was a storyteller in motion. Her training in athleticism gave her the edge, fast, technical, precise. But her mind, sharpened by years of adversity, gave her the power to endure. As Jazmyn Nyx, she became a storm in the ring, unpredictable, fierce, and fearless. She brought the same focus from the soccer field into a world of chaos. And slowly, match by match, moment by moment, she began to carve her place. Fans saw her not just as a wrestler, but as an inspiration. They saw a woman who turned her setback into her comeback, who refused to let life define her ending. Her matches weren't just entertainment, they were emotional experiences. She would walk into the ring with calm confidence, but once the bell rang, she unleashed something primal, like all the pain she had ever carried was suddenly set free. The crowd felt it. The energy. The honesty. The emotion. It was real. Behind the stage lights, she worked harder than ever, studying, improving, perfecting. While others chased fame, she chased growth. There were nights when she had trained till dawn. There were mornings when her body ached, but her heart refused to rest. Because she knew what it meant to lose everything. And she knew she had rather break herself trying than quit again. Every loss only sharpened her. Every victory humbled her. And in between, she started inspiring not just fans, but her peers. Younger wrestlers looked at Jazmyn Nyx and saw what real determination looked like. She became a symbol not just of strength, but of starting over. Even when cameras were off, she carried herself with grace. Always kind. Always grounded. Always thankful. Because Jade never forgot the girl who once lay on the ground after an injury, thinking her story was over. Now, every time she stood under those lights, she told that girl, "We made it." As her popularity grew, her story became more than just sports. It became a message, a movement that no matter where you come from, or what breaks you, you can always rewrite your story. That's what made Jazmyn Nyx more than a character. It made her human. People loved her not for perfection, but for persistence. For showing that vulnerability isn't weakness, it's the birthplace of real strength. The journey was far from easy. The competition in WWE was fierce. Every wrestler wanted their moment, their chance to shine. But Jazmyn didn't see them as enemies. She saw them as mirrors, each one reflecting a different version of herself. She learned from everyone. She respected everyone. And that's why she grew faster than anyone expected. Her ability to adapt was her superpower. From athletic precision to emotional storytelling, she could shift from fierce to heartfelt in a single moment. And with every match, she wasn't just building a career, she was building legacy. Fans began to chant her name, not just for the moves, but for the meaning behind them. Jazmyn Nyx represented something bigger, hope. Because every person in that crowd had faced something in their life that made them feel broken. And watching her rise reminded them that broken things can still shine. And so, her story continued from small matches to main events, from shadows to spotlight, from Jade to Jazmyn, a journey of transformation that captured hearts.